everyone, it's Ate Maylene again of Life Simplified, and welcome to another episode of Financial Friday. And for those of you who are new in this channel, welcome. Here in this channel, I talk about minimalism, homemaking, and financial education as well. So once again, just a quick disclaimer, I am not a mortgage professional. I used to be in the mortgage industry, but currently, right now, I'm just a full-time housewife and a full-time mom, and I'm just doing this for public service. So last time, I have discussed about foreclosures and the reason why people are being forced into foreclosure of their homes and properties. And one of the main reason why people are being pushed into foreclosure is due to excessive amount of debts. So today, we will discuss on the options that you have to take care of your debt bago kayo dumating dun sa punto where you have to consider walking away from your mortgage or foreclosing on your property. Okay, so let's dive right in. So the first option that you have and is very common is do nothing, right? So a lot of people, they are doing this. They have $20,000 worth of debt in their line of credit. Umaasa na lang, or they're just hoping that they will get promotion or they will get a bigger tax refund and start paying off the debt. But how long does it take for you to pay that $20,000 worth line of credit? Or wag na nating sabihin 20,000, 5,000 na lang. How long would it take for you to pay that off? If you think that you would be able to pay that off in 6 months, then that's good, right? So you can do nothing and just keep on paying the interest on that amount of money. But if you think that it will take you years to pay off that line of credit, then it's time for you to take action, okay? And so basically that leads us to the next option, which is loan consolidation. Loan consolidation, where pupunta kayo sa bank so that you will just have one easy payment for a certain amount of time. So one most common loan consolidation is a personal loan through different banks. Normally, ang term nun is 5 years. You can pay that off earlier, and there is a set amount of payment. Ang challenge lang doon, a lot of people, kapag pupunta sila sa amin, usually maxed out na lahat. Or meron ng mga missed payments, talagang hindi na kayang i-manage. So it reflects on their credit, thus hindi namin sila ma-qualify, which is really heartbreaking for me kasi kapag ganun, nalulungkot ako pag hindi ko kayang tulungan, but at the same time, we have policies in place that we have to follow. So yun yung second option, loan consolidation through banks and different lenders. Meron ding outside lenders from the bank, pero masyadong mataas yung interest rate and yung payment nila. I wouldn't really recommend. Personally, I wouldn't really recommend going in those type of facilities, but they are there. Now, the next option is money mentors. Iko-combine ko na dalawa, money mentor and credit counseling, wherein you will go into a firm where they will teach you on how to budget, teach you about debt management, but usually you still have to pay the full amount of your debt. Plus, on top of that, you have to pay them some fee. So, let's move on to the next option, which is consumer proposal and bankruptcy. Ano muna yung pagkakaiba ng consumer proposal at saka yung bankruptcy? Consumer proposal is a renegotiation and debt settlement. Okay, so basically, both of these two options, pupunta kayo sa licensed insolvency trustee. Okay, and then the licensed insolvency trustee will be the one to represent you to your creditors. So sa consumer proposal, yung insolvency trustee, they will propose a certain amount of payment dun sa debt ninyo. So sometimes, kung let's say meron kayong 15,000, they are able to reduce your debt into 5,000 only, and then babayaran nyo lang yung 5,000 na yon for up to 60 months. Okay? And then, but depende yon kung tatanggapin nung mga creditors nyo yung proposal nung trustee. So, let's say, nag-propose yung trustee ng $200 a month for 60 months. Then, pag tinanggap ng creditors nyo yon, then you're good to go. Okay na yon. Ngayon, sa bankruptcy naman, bankruptcy is a legal status. So, pag sinabing bankrupt ka, legal status mo na yon. Parang, because they have to go into court. So, it's not as bad as a criminal act, but it is a legal status. Meaning, sometimes, yung mga kliyente na nag-file ng bankruptcy, they might not be able to sponsor their families to come here anymore. Ano? I don't know if the rule has changed. You have to check with an immigration consultant if that is still the case, but I know it used to be like that, no? When it comes to the length of payment, yung consumer proposal, babayaran nyo lang siya up to 60 months. After 60 months, as long as nakabayad kayo ng maayos and you have attended 2 mandatory counseling sessions, then you will be issued what they call a certificate of full performance, and basically that clears you from your debt. Kumbaga, absuelto ka na dun sa debt amount na yon, and your creditors can no longer take any legal action against you. Okay? However, on the bankruptcy side, ang bankruptcy kasi, it really depends. Ano? Kasi, sa consumer proposal, once na inaccept na ng creditors yung proposal, okay ka na doon. Sa bankruptcy, you have to do a monthly reporting ng income ninyo. So, kapag tumataas yung income, minimum bankruptcy length is 9 months. It could potentially go up to 21 months. So, if within that period that you are in the bankruptcy, nagkaroon ng increase ng income nyo, or nanalo kayo sa loto, or meron kayong inheritance na tinanggap, then that will be taken into consideration, and your bankruptcy of 9 months could potentially lengthen into a 21-month bankruptcy. So, kasi may monthly reporting na kailangan gawin. Dito sa consumer proposal, walang ganun. Okay? Now, another thing that I would like to discuss is when it comes to your asset. Dito na ngayon papasok yung bahay natin, no? Sa consumer proposal, you have the option of keeping your asset. Kung dahil lang sa excessive amount of debt, you can basically settle those debts through a consumer proposal and still be able to keep your house and still be able to keep your car. In a bankruptcy, kapag nag-file kayo ng bankruptcy, you have to surrender the house, you have to surrender the car, even yung content ng bahay ninyo, kailangan yung isurrender lahat yun sa trustee o para ma-dispose sa mga creditors. Now, meron din namang exceptions. So, there are certain amount of exceptions na hindi nila kukuhanin, and that's something that you would have to discuss with a licensed insolvency trustee kasi iba-iba ang amount of exceptions in different provinces. Okay? So, protected ang asset ninyo sa consumer proposal, although you still have the option of walking away. Kung sa consumer proposal, pwede nyong isama sa consumer proposal yung, let's say, yung truck nyo na hindi nyo na kayang bayaran, pwede nyo siyang isama. So, basically, magiging legally protected kayo na you can walk away from that truck and not pay for it anymore, and include that into the consumer proposal. The same thing with bankruptcy. Kasama yung truck na yon, and legally protected din kayo. Okay? Now, let's talk about the impact on your credit. On a consumer proposal, in your credit report, it will show as an R7. In a bankruptcy, it will show as an R9. But honestly, from the lender's perspective, it doesn't make a difference. Kahit hindi kayo nag-file ng consumer proposal or bankruptcy, kung meron kayong late payments sa credit cards ninyo or maxed out lahat, you won't still be able to qualify for some type of lending facilities. Ano? From the lender's perspective, kahit na consumer proposal pa yan or bankruptcy pa yan, we look at it the same. Or kahit hindi kayo nag-file, kung may late payments kayo at pangit ang credit score nyo, mababa ang credit score nyo, para na rin kayong nag-file ng consumer proposal and bankruptcy kasi hindi na rin kayo, mahirapan na rin kayong mag-qualify. Especially if your credit is below 600, then I think that's the perfect time for you to to start considering filing for consumer proposal and bankruptcy kasi so that you can have a fresh start, okay? Now, at the end of the filing, what's gonna happen in a consumer proposal, as long as you have met those two qualifications, two prerequisites, which is having 2 mandatory counseling sessions and making regular payments, meaning hindi kayo nag-default dun sa payment, then you will be issued what they call a certificate of full performance. Now, just a heads up, if you have already filed for a consumer proposal and the company or the firm has not scheduled you for any credit counseling yet, mag-follow up po kayo. Kasi they can get really busy, especially at this time na maraming nagpa-file ng consumer proposal and bankruptcy. It might be overlooked. At the end of the 5 years na nagbayad kayo, kung hindi nyo nagawa yung 2 mandatory counseling sessions, hindi po hindi kayo mai-issuehan ng certificate of full performance. So make sure that you have done those 2 mandatory counseling sessions. Because I have some clients that came to me asking for an advice, and they are saying na dun sa firm na nakipag-deal sila, hindi sila ini-schedule for counseling session. If I were you, makipag-usap po kayo. You have to have those 2 because that's part of the legal requirement para ma-release sa inyo yung certificate of full performance, para pwede nyo siyang i-report sa credit bureau nyo na completed nyo na yun, and then makapag-start na kayo mag-build ng credit from there, okay? So, make sure po na nagawa nyo yung basic requirements na yon. The same thing with bankruptcy. At the end of your bankruptcy period, you will be issued a discharge. So basically, the court will discharge your bankruptcy, and that's when you are able to start building your credit again. Okay? So, ang tanong, how long is your credit gonna be impacted when you file a consumer proposal and a bankruptcy? So, sa consumer proposal, your credit will be bad for 6 years from the date that you file the consumer proposal. Okay? With the bankruptcy, your credit will be bad for 7 years from the date you get the discharge. So let's say you qualified for a 21-month bankruptcy. After mo matapos yung bankruptcy, from the date that you get discharged, sira na yung credit nyo. Well, sira na talaga yung credit nyo once you file the bankruptcy, right? But it's gonna stay in your record for 7 years after you get the discharge. Okay? At the end of the filing, if you filed for the consumer proposal, take responsibility. Hindi po responsibility ng mga trustee na i-fix yung credit nyo sa Equifax. So, what you need to do once you get your certificate of full performance, you have to contact Equifax and the credit bureau. You have to send a copy of the certificate of full performance to them para matanggal or matanggal siya sa credit report ninyo. Okay? So, ang isang magandang point pa sa consumer proposal and sa bankruptcy, in a consumer proposal, kapag inaccept ng creditors ninyo yung proposal ninyo after a month, at let's say nanalo kayo sa loto, pwede nyo na siyang bayaran. And then makukuha nyo na yung certificate of full performance as long as nakapag-counseling session kayo. Ano? With a bankruptcy, you don't have any option to pay that off. And kapag nanalo kayo sa loto, if you file for a bankruptcy, if you win the lottery, that lottery winning would have to be under the care of a trustee. Okay? So kailangan nyo ring i-report yun sa trustee, and then they will look after that. If you got an inheritance, that has to be reported to the trustee, and they will look after that. Okay? And normally, the creditors would go after those extra income that you have. Okay? Hopefully, nagkaroon kayo ng idea about the different options that you have. So once again, just to sum it up, your option is number 1, to do nothing, and just hope na you would be able to pay that off in time. Another option is loan consolidation. Go to your bank. If you don't qualify, then you can also go for money mentors and credit counseling. I don't know what it's called sa ibang provinces, but dito sa Calgary, it is money mentors and credit counseling. And then the two other options are consumer proposals and bankruptcy. So if you have any questions, you can search for an insolvency trustee in your area. Make sure lang po na it is a licensed insolvency trustee, because I know that there are debt consulting firms that are out there na nag-o-offer ng consumer proposal and bankruptcy. Ang pagkakaiba po, sa kanila meron kayong upfront na babayaran. I believe mga $1,000 plus yata ang kailangan yung bayaran upfront. Tapos, pupunta rin naman kayo sa trustee. So, if you are considering filing for a consumer proposal or a bankruptcy, I suggest that you go directly to an insolvency trustee para maiwasan nyo ng magbayad ng extra fees na yun. Okay? And this is just a tip, okay? I'm not saying that they are illegal or something. No. They can do that, right? It's legal to do that. It's legal to charge a fee. But if you want to save those fees, save some money on those fees, might as well go directly to a licensed insolvency trustee, okay? The reason why I know this is because when I moved here in Calgary, I had the privilege of working with a reputable licensed insolvency firm, and I was able to gain, a good amount of knowledge for me to see these options as a viable options, especially for those people who are already hopeless in terms of managing their debt, okay? Right now, hindi ako connected sa kanila, but then I'm still considering going back once all of my personal things have already been settled, okay? So once I'm back, I will let you guys know, and I'll be more than happy to help you out when it comes to debt management, okay? Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you find this video helpful. Ngayon, for my next video, babalik na ulit tayo sa home buying process, wherein I will discuss the differences between the basic terms on your mortgage. Ano ba yung variable interest rate? Ano ba yung fixed interest rate? Ano ba yung fixed? Ano ba yung closed? And what is the difference between the term of the mortgage and amortization? So, mortgage basics tayo next time. So, I will see you on my next video. Thank you so much again, and God bless. Bye.